Hi, how you doing? Welcome from wherever you are in the world at this moment, watching this video. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for all the support again that I've had for this channel. I think I'm nearly up for 50 subscribers, which is amazing. I never expected that within the short distance of time. Thank you for all the likes, all the encouragement, all the lovely messages. It's been amazing. I hope everyone liked the last video called Me, Myself and I. That's really is the key to a lot of this stuff and a lot of the peace that I've found over the last period, probably about a year. Found a real level of inner peace from recognizing that I'm not my mind, and being able to access the body. Today I want to talk about energy and its place in this world, how it affects this world, and just my understanding of that, and the information that I've got, and hopefully it might help someone. So again, as always, anything I say is this is my truth, this is my understanding. It doesn't have to be what you believe, it doesn't have to be how you see the world. That's fine. Some people it will resonate with, and that's fantastic, and I really hope it helps someone. Some people it won't. Again, that's cool, that's awesome. So energy. So everything in this world is energy. It just at its base level, got the really sort of low density energy that we call like forms its form in this world, all the material things in this world. My hand, for example, it's all built up of energy at its very base level, but it appears solid because it's such a low and dense frequency. And then as we get higher, we get through to liquids that are a higher density or higher frequency than solids and gases. And then we get up to even our higher frequencies that we pick up, which is things like radio, television. We can measure them, we can pick them up. But on top of that, there's also the frequencies that we emit as humans. Our thoughts. Our mind is an energy generating machine. Thoughts are they're energetic, but they're a high frequency, so they're not physical. They're not in physical form, and that's where metaphysical stuff is energy based. And also our feelings. When our feelings, and I talked about it before, you can feel that energy. You can feel the energy rise up in you, those emotions. I look at it as emotion is like energy in motion. You can feel it coming up, and we can measure a lot of the brain activity. You can measure it through. We know there's beta brain waves, alpha brain waves, theta brain waves, delta. They're starting to measure gamma brain waves as well in some monks that have been accessing that level of their brain. And even the world has a frequency. The world gives off an energetic pulse called the Schumann frequency. It's quite interesting. I think it's around 7 hertz. I can't remember exactly. So anyway, so we've got all this stuff that's based in energy, and when we're switching from the mind to the soul, it's a very energetic shift. The energy of the mind is very kind of addictive. Those thoughts, they're very attractive, they catch our attention. And by catching our attention, we're essentially a source of energy. By giving it attention, we give it power, we give it energy from the soul, from that source of energy. And wherever there's a saying, where your attention goes, the energy flows. And it's true. If you concentrate on a thought, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's where its power comes from. But there is this energy that feeds us, and it comes through from source. It comes through from the earth. It comes through, from lots of things. But I like the quote. There's a quote in the Bible that says, "Man is not fed by bread alone," and it's true. We may get some source of energy from the food and sustenance we eat, but there is this energy that kind of comes up through us. It flows up through our channel, and down through our channel. It kind of, those chakras that people talk about are energy centers within the body that channel that energy. And it flows up through that, and then it emanates out of us into the world. And scientists have actually been able to measure that. They've been measure that up to, I think, about 6 feet. This energy field that comes out from our body, and the only reason they've said 6 feet is because that's all their instruments could measure. It probably actually goes a lot longer than that. It could potentially be infinite, the distance it goes. But that's in the scientists' world. They've recognised that there is this magnetic kind of energy field that comes out from us, and you can feel that. How many times have you been at somewhere and someone's walked into a room and you've felt their energy? Maybe you've been in a room and it's been quite quiet, and then suddenly someone walks in and nothing's been said, but it's just the energy comes up, and you're like, oh my God, I've been around someone, I love that energy. And the same for negative, someone walks in a room and you can feel that, I'll stay away from them. You've just got that feeling inside, gut feeling around how they feel on an energetic level. And so you've got this energy that flows up in us, but these chakras kind of channel it, but we can have these blockages in them, whereby we restrain and subdue that energy, and we push it down. I'm trying to think of the word for it now. We repress it. Now, energy can't stop moving. It is in constant motion. It can't just sit still. It's in constant flow. So now the only way it can stop as such is it goes around in a circle. So this energy, and all it wants to do is flow through us. Those experiences, those feelings, those thoughts, they just want to flow through, but we stop them, we restrict them, and the mind has a big part to play in that, in telling us what we do and don't like. And if you don't like it, we tend to kind of, I don't want to feel that. And the problem with that is the build-up of energy and the build-up of these blockages, and then what happens is it creates tension, and this is important, because when that tension builds up in us, and you can feel it, when you're when you're blocking this energy, and you're in a bad place, you can kind of feel tense, and you can feel tense. It's almost like, that's, for me, that's like, is that forcing the energy? I'm keeping it down. I don't want it to come out. I don't want it to come any further. Up through my chakras, for example, and I tense up. And with that tension, you get all kinds of things, and they call it, disease through that tension. Whether it be small things like headaches, and whether it build into more serious things within the body. I see any kind of disease in my body as where I'm restricting that energy flow. But it's really important, and it's really good practice something that I've done, and it's given me a lot of awareness around my energy, and around how I'm subduing it, and when I'm subduing it, is to notice that tension in the body. So, because when I'm not present, I don't notice the tension in the body, because I'm wrapped up in my mind, I'm wrapped up in my thoughts, and even those thoughts, they have different densities. I have happy thoughts, they all seem light and energetic, but the low thoughts are, they're draining. They feel heavy because they're in that lower frequency. And so, a really good practice is to notice where that energy, when you're tensing up and restricting that energy. And I find sometimes I set an alarm. Every 15 minutes, and when the alarm goes off, I relax. I relax my shoulders, and I relax my chest, and I especially relax the area around my heart, because that's where all the blockages are, and they all come from past programming, past issues, things that have happened in the past, and I've built up this pattern, and it doesn't like that energy. As soon as it feels it, it's like, and sometimes I don't even notice it. And when I first started doing this, every 15 minutes, just relaxing, I was amazed at how much tension I carried around with me all day. How much tension I had on my shoulders. I was always like this, and every time I relaxed, and slowly over time, the more and more, when that alarm went off, I wasn't carrying tension, and I felt more relaxed, and with that came peace. Because and also what that 15-minute bell gave me a little presence reminder, like, be present, be here and now. And it helped me notice that tension and release it. and I feel so much better, so much healthier, so much more full of energy, because I'm embodied. You know, we talked about last time. If you didn't see it, I'll pop a card up. There's, you know, the triangle, the three-part being, and then there's a connection that we don't really use between the soul and the body, and because we do everything through the mind. Now, there's a really good way of getting into the body, and called embodiment, which is trying to notice the things in the present moment through the body, through the senses. That's now, without going through the thoughts, without the judgment, without the, you know, there's probably a split second later and then the thoughts come in, but to practice really feeling, you know, I'm sitting here, I can feel the air, you know, I can notice the colours, I can hear the birds, you know, all of those little things. And they're really good at getting to the present moment, and that's where peace is, because there's no problems in the present moment, you know, and that allow that energy to flow through. When that energy doesn't flow through, where that energy flows through, these things pass a lot quicker. You know, you might have a little bit of fear coming and it's gone. And when we're present, we don't pay attention to what the mind's talking about, you know, because although this energy is going on inside us, the real issue I find is the narration my mind has for it. In that, when I ignore what the mind is saying, even fear to some level inside of me actually feels quite amazing. It actually feels quite interesting. It's like, wow, I can feel that. It's only the narration of the mind that's kind of going, that's bad, don't feel that, I don't want to feel that, I'm scared, you know, like really, you know, harping on. But when you know that you're not your mind, and you know you don't have to believe your own thoughts, you have that sense of freedom to be able to let this thing come up and just feel it and wonder at it. So yeah, that's the key that I found, one of the key elements I found to finding peace. So thank you for joining me. That was just a quick video, but I hope it's helped someone, a bit of understanding maybe. Please like, subscribe this video, help the channel share to as many people as possible. And thank you for being here with me. It's been fantastic the last 2 weeks. Can't thank everyone enough. So hope everyone's safe and well, and I'll see you soon.